The late afternoon sun poured over the crowded city streets like honey, warm, golden, and uncaring. Cars rushed past, horns blaring, people clutching coffee cups and phones, hurrying through their lives. Amid that chaos, a boy of about 16 stood barefoot on a cracked sidewalk, clutching a worn-out guitar that had clearly seen better days. His name was Arjun. The guitar strings were rusty, and the wood was chipped in several places, but to Arjun, it was his treasure, the last gift from his father before he disappeared one rainy night 2 years ago. Arjun's mother worked double shifts at a garment factory, her hands raw from hours of stitching clothes that neither of them could afford. Music was Arjun's escape every evening. After collecting bottles from the park to earn a few coins, he would stand near the subway entrance, strum that old guitar, and sing songs that floated above the city noise, songs that carried his soul when nothing else could. That day, the crowd was thicker than usual. The cold breeze hinted that winter was approaching. Arjun's jacket was thin, the holes in it were stitched with rough thread, each patch telling a story of hardship. But his eyes, deep brown, soft, and full of quiet strength, sparkled with a dream he wasn't ready to give up on. That he closed his eyes and began to play. At first, people passed by without noticing. Some glanced at him, some dropped a coin, and others frowned as if his presence ruined their perfect day. But Arjun kept playing, his fingers trembling slightly as he strummed the opening chords of Hotel California. The guitar's sound was rough, imperfect, but there was something raw in it. His voice, trembling at first, grew stronger with every note. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, the words drifted through the air, soft yet powerful. People began to slow down. A woman with a shopping bag stopped. A man in a suit turned, curiosity in his eyes. A few teenagers filming TikToks put down their phones, mesmerized. The melody wrapped around them like a story, sad, haunting, beautiful. Arjun wasn't just singing, he was living every word. When he sang about the warm smell of colitas rising up through the air, he wasn't thinking of luxury or fame, he was thinking of his father, who used to hum that very song while fixing broken radios in their small home. By the time he reached the chorus, his voice cracked, but he didn't stop. He pushed through the pain, eyes glistening with emotion. Welcome to the Hotel California, such a lovely place. The crowd grew. Phones were out, recording. A small circle had formed around him. Even the city noise seemed to fade away, as if the world paused to listen to this barefoot boy pour his heart out. When the final note faded into silence, there was a moment, a single heartbeat of stillness. Then, the applause erupted, but before Arjun could even process it, a man in his 40s stepped forward. He was tall, wearing a black coat, and carried himself with quiet confidence. His name was David Harper, a music producer visiting from Los Angeles. "Where did you learn to sing like that?" he asked softly. Arjun blinked, unsure if he was being mocked. "I just listened to songs on the radio," he replied shyly. David smiled. "You've got something, kid. Something real." He handed Arjun his card. "Come to this address tomorrow morning. I want to hear you sing again in a real studio." Arjun stared at the card, disbelief flooding his chest. "Sir, I can't. I don't have the money for." David stopped him with a gentle pat on the shoulder. "You just bring yourself. I'll handle the rest." That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. He held the card tightly, afraid it would vanish if he let go. His mother cried when he told her what happened. "Your father used to dream of moments like this," she whispered. The next morning, Arjun wore his cleanest shirt, borrowed his neighbor's shoes, and took the bus to the address on the card, a large glass building with a sign that read Harper Music Studios. Inside, everything gleamed, walls lined with gold records, instruments shining under soft lights. Arjun's hands shook as he held his guitar. David greeted him warmly. "Nervous?" Arjun nodded. "That's good," David said with a smile. "Means you care." They set up the microphone. "All right," David said, "whenever you're ready." Arjun took a deep breath and began to sing Hotel California once again. This time, there was no street noise, no cold wind, just his voice and the truth in it. The recording engineer turned to David, eyes wide. "He's incredible," he whispered. By the end of the song, David's eyes glistened. "Arjun," he said quietly, "you just reminded me why I fell in love with music." Over the next weeks, David worked with Arjun, helping him polish his sound, teaching him about rhythm, harmony, and stage presence. He didn't change Arjun's style, he refined it. The boy's raw emotion became his greatest strength. Then came the big moment. David arranged for Arjun to perform live at a charity event in the city, a small concert meant to raise funds for underprivileged children. Arjun's name wasn't even on the poster. He was just the surprise performer. That night, as he walked onto the stage, the bright lights blinded him for a moment. He clutched his old guitar, the same one from the streets, and whispered, "This is for you, Dad." The music began. The crowd murmured in curiosity, who was this skinny boy with a second-hand guitar, and then, he sang, his voice soared through the hall, rich with emotion and truth. Each lyric felt like it was carved from his soul. By the time he reached the final line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave," the audience was on their feet, cheering, clapping, some even crying. The performance went viral overnight. Within 24 hours, millions had watched the video online. Headlines read: Homeless Teens Emotional, Hotel California Cover Brings Internet to Tears. Offers flooded in. Interviews, sponsorships, invitations to talent shows. But when asked what he wanted most, Arjun simply said, "I want to use my voice to help kids who don't have one." Months later, he started the Strings of Hope Foundation, a charity that provided free instruments and music lessons to street children across his country. David stayed by his side, not as a producer anymore, but as a mentor and a friend. In an interview years later, Arjun was asked, "What would you say to the boy singing on that cold sidewalk?" He smiled softly. "I'd tell him, keep singing. The world might not notice right away, but someone will. And when they do, everything will change." He paused, looking straight into the camera, "And if you're watching this," he said gently, "don't give up on your dream. Sometimes kindness comes from the most unexpected places, and it can change your life forever."